Alrighty. So a lot of what I'm going to refer to today is easily found on the Internship Connect website, and that can be found at the following URL. So it's internshipconnect.risd.edu. And this is the agenda that we're going to cover today. So we're going to be covering what this event is for the newcomers that have never done this before. We're going to go over a checklist of sorts to know that you're all ready for Wednesday, what to expect during the event, and especially for our concern with students that are involved in this event, we want to make sure that you're able to follow up after these meetings because there's so much more that can come from this event after it's done. And we'll get to your questions and answers by the end. So this event, it is a great way to scout and network with talented RISD students. And for our students, it's one of the best ways for them to get real world experience engaging with professionals and getting some tips from them about industry tips. Also, tips about, things that they're featuring in their resume, all those sorts of things that come second nature to you, but that are so valuable to our students in getting that info from you all. While this can seem like it's an opportunity to get into some of the students' work, and you'll also find if, as you're looking through your schedule packets, you likely saw that some of the students are including portfolio samples or even like full portfolio URLs or even PDFs of their portfolios that are all contained in that packet. And it's a great chance for them to share that work with you. However, this event is not intended for portfolio reviews. It's intentionally a pretty short duration event. And so should you want to get into the students' work and give them feedback or follow up with them for employment opportunities, of course, would be thrilled for that to happen. And you're welcome to do that after the event. So I think it's good to just know who's participating in this so that you have that awareness. So for company registrations, we had 53 companies register, and they provided, out of all the schedules total, they provided 855 time slots for Wednesday. We're happy to say that 95% of these time slots were booked and taken advantage of with student confirmations. And the way that we accomplished that was we used a student lottery. So students would apply for a chance to speak with the companies that they're interested in. And this lottery system would make sure that all the time slots were distributed as evenly and as fairly as possible. And so to that end, we had 386 students that participated, and these students submitted over 3,000 applications for all of these 53 companies. The student average, what they got on the average was 2 meetings per student. And the win rate, so if you're looking at the lottery and seeing that there's 3,000 applications, and we couple that with the 800 or so time slots that are available, students were winning about a quarter of the applications that they were submitting. And that's what that looks like in a pie graph for all of our visual folks out there. I do feel like it's good to keep that in mind so that you understand that you're really seeing the tip of the iceberg in these meetings for most of you. We also want to welcome our alumni involvement. We are so happy to have over 40% of the participating folks are RISD alums. So thanks for coming back and getting involved and supporting your alma mater. And out of the 53 companies that participated, 39 have been internship hosts in the past. So around 3/4 of you have hosted RISD interns, and we super appreciate that. And when we had you register this year, we asked you if you'd be hiring for this year or if you were participating to just do this for networking purposes. And we were thrilled to see that almost 80% of you participating have internships available coming up this year. That is fantastic. So what we hope for you to, in your experience with this event, is of course, we want you to network with students and share your insights about your company and the industry at large, to share internship application tips that could be specific to your company or also just industry standard practices that these students should be mindful of. And of course, we'd love it if you recruited some of these students. We leave that to you. Some frequently asked questions that we've been hearing over email and that we hear each year. So it's very common to hear from a company, hey, I wanted to meet with a certain major, but I have these other students from other majors that are signing up to be on my schedule. So just to give a brief kind of universal explanation for that, RISD does really promote cross-disciplinary work. And many of these students do have career goals that will kind of go outside of the conventional career path for their major. So we ask that you trust that these students did look and see the majors that you're interested in. They did check out your website, which was what we recommended that they do. And so they've made a purposeful application to meet with you, and because they feel as though their work is relevant to what they're seeing in your offerings. Another common question is we hear from companies that they'd like to choose the students that they meet. And so outside of Internship Connect, which, as I had mentioned, is assigned, your schedules are built by a lottery system, we do encourage you to post your opportunities in Artworks. This will gather students that are excited about your opportunity, where you can manage your applications as you do among all, among your common talent acquisition practices. And of course, we hope that you'll network with students that will be inevitably reaching out to you after this event over LinkedIn and possibly even Instagram. So please be aware and welcoming to these students post-event. And you will notice a common theme is that students are asking if you have jobs or internships available. While it isn't a prerequisite that all of you register and participate in this event with job opportunities, of course, it's just a very common question from our students. So please don't misunderstand that it was a requirement. It was not a requirement, but these students will likely be really eager to hear about what might be coming down the line for you. So getting into some of the checklist items, the things that you'll need to have a successful experience with Internship Connect this Wednesday. So for one thing, we hope that you saw that there was a message that looks just like this one that was sent to you with a unique link. And that unique link is only for you. It's unique for each interviewer. So even if you're a company that has multiple participants, each participant at your company will have a unique link. So just have to make that very clear, because this is the way that the system understands who you are and the way that the system will identify you when you're joining your meetings to meet with students. Additionally, on last Friday, the 24th, we sent you a schedule packet. And this is also great for you to reference. Hopefully, some of you may have had a chance to check it out over the weekend, or you'll be taking some time today or tomorrow before the event. You can look through your schedule packet, which includes the schedule with each of the students and the associated resumes and optional portfolio materials. So let's look at one of these example schedules. Just want to make, okay, so you can see my schedule. So here we're looking at an example schedule packet. It has a table of contents, which lists each student in order as they appear on your schedule. It also has the actual schedule on page 3, and this includes each of the interview times with the student listed. And for a standard interview schedule, we have breaks that you can see here. And then one by one, in order of appearance on the schedule, we have the associated resume or CV. and this would be the second student in that schedule, third student, and this third student took advantage of sharing some portfolio materials. So you can go through this one by one. Shows up in order of appearance on your schedule. Now, what to expect on the big day, Wednesday, and that's this Wednesday, the 29th. We'll be hosting a very brief welcome meeting at 2:45 p.m. This is just for general announcements and to, we feel as though when we're running a virtual event like this, we miss that engagement that we used to have in person where we were all together. So this is just a chance to get into a Zoom meeting all together for 10 minutes to hear some brief announcements from our director, Kevin Jankowski, and to see each other's smiling faces before we go off into our own meeting channels to conduct our meetings for Internship Connect. And Internship Connect meetings begin promptly starting at 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. They are 12-minute back-to-back meetings. And I have an asterisk in here because, as you may recall, when you registered for the event, there was the option to customize your schedule. So there are several schedules that start at a unique time or end at a unique time. So do keep that in mind. And this is what a meeting is going to look like. So we're looking at an active example meeting where we can see I'm showing this as an employer. So we're able to see that this student up here in the top right is sharing their portfolio sample that we're looking through. On the left, I can also see the students that are in line in my schedule. So as an employer or as an interviewer, you are clicking your unique link. You are showing up in this meeting and students will come and go according to your schedule. So you click that meeting once and you're in the meeting. No need to log in with a password or anything to get into Artworks. That's why that unique meeting link is so valuable because it requires minimal effort for all of you. Now, I would like to mention a couple of technical details. For one thing, this platform is optimized for Google Chrome. So if you can use Google Chrome, that's really the best platform where it's kind of the safest technical environment for this meeting platform. The second thing I'd like to propose is that you all restart your laptop, make sure that Chrome is up to date, the software update has been completed. This will make sure that everything is up and running and current in preparation for the event. And if you're like me, you never relaunch your laptop for months on end. So it's always a good idea to do this and maybe close out some of the other applications that are running so that your laptop is really capable of taking on the meeting. So these are some common questions that you'll hear from students. Overall, the themes are that they're interested in employment opportunities. They're interested in learning what could make them stand out more as an applicant. Maybe some other things that you could include in terms of like trends that you're seeing in the industry that you're in. And that could include other companies that you may have heard that are hiring or hearing about other tools that are important for applicants to have knowledge of. And also, we're really hoping that you can share with them the best ways to keep in touch, because these students would like to keep in touch with you with a respectful approach, of course, not to fill your inbox, but to keep in touch with you from time to time and do the professional grade networking that we try to model for our students here at the Career Center. And the follow-up. So just getting back to some of the numbers we started with at the beginning of this, a quarter of the students made it onto schedules. So that means that we've got 75% more applications on average that need to be distributed after the event to all of you. So on Thursday, the 30th of this week, if you had students that applied and did not get onto your schedule, we will be sending additional packets for those students so that you can see all the other students and really try to take advantage of this opportunity to fill your recruitment pipeline with great talent from the school. And just as a reminder, we do encourage you all year round to take advantage of Artworks, which is our opportunity platform for fine art and for design. You can get there by going to the URL on screen. That's RISD number 1, number 2, the word 20.com/hire. Or you can always just send us job leads to risdcareers@risd.edu, and we'll be glad to post these opportunities on your behalf. You can set up job applications to either apply through Artworks, or we could even provide a link to your email address of choice, or you may have an recruitment system that will accept applications directly. Whatever you say, we can follow your lead in that regard. Now, also on the day of the event, so this Wednesday from 3 to 7 p.m., we will be on call, and this is our team now. We are going to be on call to support you during the event. We'll be fielding questions from students, and we'll also be available to you if you have any questions. We'd love to help you. And to get in touch with us, you can use that same email, so risdcareers@risd.edu, to get in touch with us, and we'll be glad to help right away.